Good morning. This is Will Schofield with the Hall County School District, bringing our students, bringing our team members, bringing our families and community an update on this Thursday, December 17th, 2020. First of all, as you are well aware, due to a incredibly significant spike in the amount of COVID in our community, which is translating into the CCU beds being full at our local hospital and record numbers of individuals being treated at our hospital. We took our middle and high schools and switched them to blended learning effective this Wednesday. And while some might see that as some sort of a capitulation, I see it as an incredible blessing that we're able to get that much in-person instruction finished this first semester this year. You know, one of the things that I just need to say is that more and more of the world is coming to the conclusion that online instruction for young children simply does not work very well, and that the costs that those children will pay into the future is almost incalculable. So even some of our states, some of our countries that were on complete lockdown are coming to the conclusion that we do need to find a way to keep our students in-person schooling whenever that is possible. So we have, again, switched middle and high schools to blended learning for this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What we are doing with elementary schools is monitoring them daily. We have one of our 20 elementary schools that we switched to blended just because we're having trouble staffing that school with the incredible number of quarantines we are having with adults. But we feel very good about where we are and the fact that we, again, have gotten through first semester. So thank you to our community. Thank you to our teachers and team members that have worked so tirelessly to put themselves in the path of some challenges to provide instruction for our boys and girls. Also want to make it clear that we have a beginning of second semester plan, but if you go down to the final bullet, which is flexibility, this is as of today. But as of today, we will begin the second semester on January 5th, which is a Tuesday, with, again, 4 days of an A-B schedule. That's half of our students coming Tuesday, Thursday, the other half Wednesday, Friday. And the rationale for that is really twofold. Number one, we are going to teach 200% accountability to the 3,300 students coming back who have not been in our schools since March, and to give a refresher course of 200% accountability to all of our team members and all of our students as we begin second semester. The other piece of that is that based on what we saw at Thanksgiving, we have no way of predicting what we're going to see after the Christmas holidays in terms of the number of cases in our community, the number of cases in our schools. And so that will give us an opportunity that week to kind of see what the situation is and make sure we're in a position to staff, and that is the safest way to proceed back with full-time in-person school that following week. One of the things you will notice, and I suspect some people will think, why would you do that? That's confusing. Obviously, we're going to start this second semester at the recommendation of our schools with L through Z going first. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and then A through K going second, Wednesday, Friday, because basically the second group always loses that first day of instruction, and so that just kind of balanced it out for second semester. But you can go to our website, you can see that, and you'll hear more about that if you have not already from your particular schools. The lessons learned from Thanksgiving. I don't think it's any surprise that we felt like we really had a good handle on COVID, on mitigation strategies. We were keeping cases at an extreme minimum throughout the school district, and then we sent everybody home for 9 days, and the top blew off. So what I would suggest, what I would plead with our community is that I understand that Thanksgiving, that Christmas, that New Year's, that holiday, that Hanukkah are times that we want to get together with those that we love. But again, I would just plead with our community to do that in a safe way, so that we have an opportunity to remain in school. What we saw with a lot of the spreading that's happened over the last couple of weeks since Thanksgiving is that we had a lot of people come back that were COVID positive but asymptomatic, and they didn't know it, and that really got things going in terms of additional COVID cases within our school district. So once again, we continue to learn a lot of the lessons that we didn't have any interest in learning, but it's important that we learn from what's already happened as we move forward. Extracurricular plans. Quite honestly, since August, I've worried about winter extracurricular experiences because we have people indoors, close contact, and it would be less than genuine if I didn't say that basketball, wrestling, and competition cheerleading have been problematic in terms of not only our participants getting COVID, but also their coaches and sponsors. With that in mind, at this time, beginning next Monday, we'll go to a 2-ticket rule for winter sports, and that will be 2 tickets per participant that will be available. I understand this isn't what people want. On a personal note, I will tell you that I have a daughter who swims. Swimming has been no spectator all season, will remain that way, and I personally will not be able to see my daughter swim in person at all this year. I don't like that, but I do have every interest in keeping those students, student athletes, and their coaches and sponsors safe. And so that's just where we are at this time. Will that change? Very well, it may change. Some people have said, oh, he's getting ready to shut down all sports. I think one of the mistakes that the country made was shutting down extracurricular opportunities for students to get together in their teams, to work out, to be able to be kids and laugh a little bit and spend some time with their classmates. And we may have to limit and narrow down more and more what competitions look like between schools and with spectators. But we have absolutely no intention of stopping those activities from happening, because they are so important, not only for the physical wellness of our students, but for their emotional well-being. Lanier Land Tournament. Lanier Land Tournament has been a significant challenge for those of us who've been trying to plan it for the last couple of months. Unlike a game where East Hall plays North Hall with a very limited number of fans, Lanier Land Tournament, let me remind you, takes 18 teams from all across this community, and in a period of 3 days, rotates them together and mixes them up. Many people thought that this should just be a year that we cancel Lanier Land. The 3 districts, that's Lakeview Academy, that's Gainesville City, and Hall County met, and we said we would like to try something different. We are going to use mitigation strategies. We're going to hold all games at Gainesville High School. We're going to have no spectators, but we will have radio station broadcasting every game, and we will have the opportunity for families and community members to watch those games, which will be telecast, and more information will be coming as we move forward. Some of the critiques I've heard of that plan are that COVID is no different than the flu. We're overreacting. All I can tell you is that I continue to believe medical professionals. I continue to believe the data that I look at every day. And when we have team members being hospitalized on a regular basis, when we have the hospital that says they are simply overwhelmed with the cases that are coming through, and we're having record numbers of lives being lost to COVID, it's time to try to do some things differently. So that's where we are in terms of extracurriculars and Lanier Land. Finally, flexibility will continue to be the only option that we have. We will have to continue to look at the situation, not only on a daily basis, but we're looking at it almost on an hour-by-hour basis. We will do everything we can to provide instruction for our youngsters, but also to ensure that our team members, our youngsters, and our community is as safe as they possibly can be. You know, it's that time of the year that I wish you nothing but the best. I hope that you have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, a Happy Hanukkah. Best wishes to you all. And I want to thank you again for giving us the opportunity to serve our community's most incredibly valuable resource, and that is our boys and girls. Thank you.